Hey guys, welcome back. It has been a extremely long time here since I've done a video, and last time you saw the Jeep, it was heavy duty off-roading. It's been pretty awesome. Really can't complain, other than we did have a few recalls. Unfortunately, 24 and up, really, it's the JL series with the batteries and everything. You're just gonna have to come to expect some of that stuff. But overall, I've been loving it. Actually, I who have been a opponent of the Jeep for quite some time, am really starting to enjoy this thing. And I have it here today for a very specific reason. If you own a Jeep that doesn't have the upgraded audio package from the factory, you will realize pretty quick that your sound system is horrendous. It is pretty much no bass whatsoever. The sound, it's like, and I will, first guy to admit, really don't know much about audio in the technical sense. But I know what sounds good. Like my Suburban has an incredible sound system in it from the factory. Sounds great. Granted, you can fit really big speakers. The Jeep, you can fit decent speakers in it, but I just don't know why they picked what they did. Excuse me. So what we're doing today, and again, I am not considering myself an audiophile in the least, but what we did do is purchase from Trail 7 the Kicker CS bundle. This is the plug and play bundle for the 24 and up JLs without the audio system from the factory. So there is one that comes with the amp. My wife does enjoy the off-roading with it. As of right now, this was a very affordable. I got it on a discount, and I want to say it was like Memorial Weekend sale. It was under 700 bucks, closer to 600. It was a really good deal. You get the dash speakers, the knee speakers, and then you get the bar speakers, and they're broken up into a couple different ones. And let me bring you over here so you can see the Jeep. She's looking good. I got my tools in the back here because I want to show you guys, and I apologize, you're going to hear lawnmowers in the background. I'm purposely not doing this in the garage because I want to show you guys that it's possible to do these types of upgrades in your driveway, and it's easy enough to do these things. And I'm doing it a little bit weirder than most because for this, you're going to 100% need a day where you can guarantee no rain. It's also hot as hell out here right now, so easily in the 90s. Humidity isn't too bad yet, and we're actually pretty lucky that the sun is kind of behind some hazy clouds right now, but a little bit of a breeze. But we're supposed to get some storms this afternoon, and it is not a difficult installation at all. It is more of a time-consuming one. So let's go inside and I'll take a look. I'll show you what's doing here. And we're using the GoPro today just because I want to do a to from type of sound test for you guys here. So what we're going to do today is kind of part one, and I'll give a comparison of the the difference in sound. We're going to do dash speakers, ridiculously easy to replace. It's just these two guys here and a few screws. We're going to hold off on the knee speakers because these guys are the ones that take the most. Basically, the dash has to come apart to do it. But we're going to do the dash, and we do the soundbar speakers. That's kind of a first go at it because, and actually it's probably a better view from back here. You can see I'm gonna just do them sitting in here and knocking them out, and I'm gonna give you a from to here to let you know what I think about it. And like I said, it's not a hard swap, it's just time consuming. So let's get to these first ones. I'll try to set the camera up in a way that kind of makes sense and you're able to see what I'm doing, but it is pretty straightforward. So let's get down to business. I'll show you what the speaker package looks like. All right, so here's what you got from Trail 7, right? You got a box for the Kicker box. You get a little bit of information here. Check this out. We got a lot of packaging. We appreciate the packaging, and for right now, I'm just going to toss these on the floor. I'll throw these out. Right away, you can tell, here's the knee speakers. These are the big boys. These are going to be the hardest things to put in. I'm not worrying about that. I'm going to put a sound bar in today, put dash speakers in, and here's the second. I'm sorry, I'm doing this with two hands. I do have one of those head things, but here's the other soundbar speakers. All right, so I'm putting these 3 boxes of speakers in so that we know like the difference in, and I'll go through each one of them as we get them installed. But first off, let's get these little guys done. I did not get the extra pod that kind of leans it forward. I didn't see the point, just because then it makes the inspection sticker hard to get to, and I don't feel like dealing with that crap. But let's get in the car and get down to business. All right, folks, so we're in the car. I got the back door open. It's not going to make much of a difference here, but like first things first, we're going to fire it up so I can give you an example of kind of what's going on with the speakers now. I picked a no copyright infringement song from YouTube, so you guys can kind of get a feel. It's bass boosted songs. I'm going to tell you it's going to sound like, you know, like ass because, one, I'm shooting through a GoPro, which doesn't have the best sound to begin with. But let's just see, you know, what we're doing, and let me get the Jeep started. I am already sweating profusely out here, so I'm glad I'm doing the easy ones. Okay, everything's connected now. I'm going to keep the air down a little bit just so it's not like saturating the sound here. We're going to crank this up. It's connecting, and I'm going to have it cranked pretty high, so bear with me, but keep the air down a little bit here because you're gonna hear it. All right, let's do it. Let's see. Let's try him. There you go. So when it's boosted very heavily, this doesn't sound too particularly horrible, but these are purposely boosted to give you like maximum amount of bass. And this doesn't sound terrible in here, and I can feel it, you know, the knee speakers are trying to kick. But what you don't have is that like higher end power is just missing out of the system. So I'm not sure if, I don't know if this is coming across well for you guys. But I can tell you, unless you have something like this in your system, like you're really overdriven, you're not gonna get really good sound. So we're gonna turn this down, but let me stop this real quick. And I wanted to just show you that this guy had to reposition. I made this for my wife. I enjoy doing 3D printing, so it's you know, a little Deadpool duck. If you guys want any of these, let me know. I will, I'll make you one. You just gotta figure out the shipping. But let's turn the camera around. Let's start pulling the speakers. We'll use the exact same song as our reference point, but it's gonna go pretty quickly. So don't go away. All right, I got it kind of oddly oriented here off the glass, kind of creeping in from the side here, you know, leering at you. But you really, all you need, and I have these because I had these because these types of tools I got with really cheap, like Amazon pack. But, you know, you just need something to pry up these speakers. These are, you know, very, very easy to do. And I apologize, my hand's getting in the way, but you just kind of have to get underneath the dash pad here, or the grill pad here, and you just walk around it and pry it up. And you can see the tabs are coming up very easily. You just walk your way around, and, you know, you did this in reverse. The one thing you got to make sure when you pop these up, and I apologize, my hand's getting in the way here. Stick my arm under here and get this up to get this last one. Yeah, I don't want to break the tab. There you go, done. The only thing you really gotta pay attention to on these guys is make sure, ew, my wife's hair sticking on it, but these white little clips. Now this thing's new enough that it's not, you know, it isn't a problem, but literally, that's it. There's the speaker. You got two little screws holding it in. We'll pull these guys out. I'll get the speaker out, disconnect it. We'll put the new one in, and literally that's it. So just, I think what I'll do is move the camera up for you a little bit so you can get a little bit better top down on it. All right, so for the purposes of this, I got a little, you know, 1/4-inch drive with a, I believe that this is a, let's see, I think it's a 5/16, I want to say. It's 5/16, I believe, you know, and it's really easy to get these guys on. One thing you don't want to do is drop anything down in there. So what I'm doing is loosening them both up at the same time to kind of just get them to a point, and they are very, very, very easy to pull. So we're just kind of getting her moving here, getting her to a point where it's close enough I can just work it the rest of the way with my hand. So then we'll just disconnect here. I want to get this guy first just because it's really close to the edge, and can use the small drive. And that last thing you want to do is drop stuff down inside the dash, because that just makes your day all that more shitty. But I apologize if I am giving you a little eclipse action there, but I'm just using a Phillips head, stubby Phillips head, pulling the screw out, pulling the other screw out right here. This one I'm gonna use the socket to pull, just because it'll be easier for me to work that. And I'm just tossing them down on the mat while we're doing it. And this is stupidly easy. And I again apologize for the eclipse action with my big hairy ass arm there, but you know, screw out, that's it, dude. Like, you know, let's bring her up. Just pop this out a little bit here, bring it forward. Now you can see on this guy, this is all it is. It was oriented this way. We're gonna do the same thing. All you gotta do on this is kind of press this connector down a little bit. I'm gonna use the end of the screwdriver to help me if I can find where the heck I left it. I dropped it around here somewhere. It's probably right in front of me, but you know, no bother. We'll use the other guy here. You just need to be able to click this piece down. So I'm just going to lean this down here, push this little white tab down, boom. That's it. Connector out, tab out. Here's the speaker. I will put this in the same box that I took it from here, but you know, now we have the, you know, the kicker dash speakers. I'm going to open this guy up. Super easy. And they're, you know, 3.5-inch speakers. Again, like I said, they are direct connection, you know, kind of drag and drop. So we're gonna pull this guy out, and it shouldn't matter. There is no like directional type of thing. They are pretty slick looking though, man. I will tell you what. So I'm gonna take a look. You know, speaker's a speaker in that regard. So I'm just gonna move this over here. I'll put the old one back in, but this will show you how this guy looks going in. Very, very straightforward, sharp looking, bigger boy. So for the purposes of this guy here, I'm going to take this, you know, we got to connect it in the same way we took it out. So here's they give you the little clip there, bang, we are done. Now you just got to find a clean way to stuff all that crap back into the dash. So there we go. I think what I'm going to do is bring this guy down in there first, push all the cord and everything in. So I think maybe what I'll do is I'm going to rotate it around this way, methinks, and try it this way. See if I can get it to go in that way. Yeah, see, that worked pretty well. And then it's just kind of rotating it around. I don't want to damage the speaker, so I'm going to take it, bring it around this way, get the one piece on there, take it, boom, slide it in around this, and that's literally it, guys. So what we'll do is in reverse, we'll screw it back into place, and you got your speaker installed, guys. That's literally it. Like, that's number one. And you got to make sure you got her down all the way, right? Like, you don't want it sitting up too proudly. And you know, this guy's in here pretty dang tightly, so I want to make sure that it's, you know, it's sitting properly and there's no issue with it, you know, sticking up. But that's literally it, guys. Screws back in, you know, hook back up, and then it's just the reverse of that. So I'm not going to show you the other side, doesn't make sense, but you get the point. Then we'll get started on the back. All right, so first one's in. I replaced the passenger side one, and I can tell you that one took, I'd be lying to you if I told you it took more than 2 minutes to do. I'd be lying. So I did a little quick test with the same thing. Actually, with the dash speakers alone, it's already a little bit noticeable that definitely there's a bit more richness in sound. So we'll see. Let's put the bars in, see if it gets any better. All right, so we're in the back now. I just pushed the driver's seat up. I left the top on. It started raining. Like, so go figure. So for the purposes of just knocking this out really quick, got number 5 hex head here out of my Stanley toolbox here. I got this thing a couple years ago, got damaged, got a scratch and dent thing, but using my trusty Harbor Freight Earthquake XT battery ratchet. This thing is stupid. I've had this thing, and I think maybe it goes to 60 foot-pounds, if that, and I might be lying. 12 volt, bought extra batteries. I've dropped it in paint. I've done everything you're not supposed to do with this thing, and you can see it's been beaten up a few times here, but she just keeps on. I dropped it in oil. That might be why it works so good. And I sure as heck ain't sponsored, but for the purposes of what I'm doing here, okay, take that. There you go, fell in there. I'm just going to let that hang for right now. Get all the screws out for this, and it's not the best view. So let me do this. Let me push this, take this off for the purposes of getting a camera in here and having to deal with that. You just kind of click it, and it should pop right out. Bang, there you go. So your light switch and everything. Man, it gets hot. So you take your grill off. I'm just gonna put all the hardware that holds the grill on in the grill. Slide it back here, and you got a little bit of foam in here. Get that out. You got two different speakers in there, and that's what comes in these two different boxes. So I will show you. It's 2 screws holding the tweeter in, and 3 screws holding the woofer in, and they look to be a smaller Torx. So let me go grab that. This just kind of gives you a view of what you're dealing with. So here's the 2 speakers. That's the kicker, replaces these 2 speakers. Torx here, 3 Torx here, comes out. There might be some foam to put in. I'll open it up, take a look. I'll get you reset up, but let me get the proper tools and we can get these guys out. Okay, so, you know, here's the speaker. They give you these brackets. Mentioned before, I got it out. You know, very straightforward. The way they have it set up, so it's gonna go in like this. Comes with these brackets like this. So this one, they have to face upward, but you're sandwiching it between the brackets, right? So when you go to put it in, it's got to come across this guy, and you know, I'll have to show it to you kind of like this. This one goes in first, and you snake it around, you know, the electronics in here, and you'll feel the magnet pulling on it. This is going to sit kind of inside the little cone like this, so it's sitting like this, and it says up, but what you're really doing is putting it down. So you're going like this, and then this guy is going to sandwich over top of it like this, right? So now when you go to put it in, this is up, and it's sandwiching the speaker so that both of them face, say, up this way. So it's sitting in there like that, right? So then you go, you got this guy, and you can feel it's kind of sandwiched on the speaker. Let's get it plugged in. This is a little awkward for me to do that. And then, you know, give yourself a little bit of a, you know, easy path. You just kind of figure out how it likes to be tucked up in there. And it's going to want to, you got to kind of snake it around the foam that was there before. But bang, there you go. That's it. Like, you know, she goes in. I feel like I may have done this backwards. But let me see. Let me try it this way. This feels right, man. Like, it has to be, because this thing locks around it like this. So it has to be right. So I'm gonna go like this. Get this foam kind of out of the way. I'm gonna get some screws in there. And we'll check our work afterwards as well, too. Make sure we're not doing anything stupid. But here's the first one going in. And I'm gonna grab the second screw. Oh, man. And we're gonna take our trusty ratchet here. There's one. Okay, she's in. I don't know, it feels like this is definitely in, and the speaker kind of just feeling it's in, it's held in. So, you know, that feels pretty straightforward. So we're gonna take this guy out and we're gonna just kind of do the exact same thing for it. All right, so the woofer comes, you know, like you see here, comes with the ring, comes with a grill. We're not gonna be using the grill, we're gonna be using the ring to hold it in. So we're gonna just take the existing setup out. Very, very quick to do. I wanna make sure lefty-loosey, don't wanna do anything dumb. Okay. Okay. Whammo. Okay. Just letting that hang for right now. Same deal as usual. You got this little clip right here. Pull it out. Speaker comes out. All right. Ooh, that decent sized magnet. Ugh. Okay, I'm just gonna put this guy down on the floor for right now, get her out of the way. So this guy, same deal. We're going to follow the, you know, same way that they put it in. We're gonna click. Okay, and then we got to make sure that we have our ring, which is right here. This slips over the front of the speaker, so we want to tuck this in a way that makes sense and orient it so that it easily goes in, like, you know, bang. You know, very, very easy, very straightforward. And I'm gonna grab the hardware and just kind of do what we do in reverse. Okay, just finger tight that one in. Finger tight this one in. All right. See? Super, super easy to do this in reverse. Get that hair out of there. It's up. I mean, when they say that this is plug and play, they were not kidding. For this, I'm not going to use the ratchet. I'm going to use just a good old socket here. Run this up. Kind of finger tight it, then go around the world here. You know, because the plastic does move a little, and I want to make sure that this thing is held in place properly. And yeah, this is going to dig into the plastic quite a bit, so I don't want it to, you know, be weird in here, but she's definitely in there very, very tight. All right, so that's that. And then we just take our speaker grill. I got my screws here, and you just do it in reverse. So you take this guy back, you know, find the proper orientation for the connector here. I think that's kind of, flip it over, pull it down like so, bang, clips right in. Super easy. Now you got, you know, your hands free. Push it back up. It's kind of dumb how straightforward it is. So that in there, finger tight for one. Just do one from like the other side just to get it finger tight. And then this side is done. Run that up. All right, now for this, instead of the socket using a, you know, a 3/8 drive, I'm gonna run them up with the woo, dumb. See, dumb. Was trying to use the other setup. So let me find the socket. There we go, hex drive. Run it in. There you go. You change the sound a little bit. And I believe this thing is 25 foot down. So as soon as you hear that little oomph, you're done. and I just run around it. Yeah, she's done. That's it. That's it, dudes. So let me do this one, and we'll do our sound test. How's that sound? All right, folks, so we got everything in except the knee speakers. Got all that put together. I did have to repair one of the speakers. The center piece came out, so I have some CA glue that I use for hobby stuff, or plastic that sticks really quickly, and that appears to have held very, very well. So let's do same test, same music. You guys be the judge. And remember, the knee speakers aren't in yet. I will do yet another video on top of that that shows the knee speakers put in. But let's get the music going here. And we'll turn it up. So, yeah, I don't know how well this is picking it up, but there's definitely a noticeable difference just doing the 2 speakers in each of these guys and the dash speakers. You know, we will do the knee speakers here when we get a little bit of time. It's, you know, it's almost 2 o'clock. Took me, realistically, I could probably have all this done in under an hour for these, and then this one is going to take a bit more work to pull the dash apart, but as far as I'm concerned, I think that's a win for what it is. I think I'm excited to see what the knee speakers are going to pop out. You know, what they're going to pump out when they're done, because they're considerably larger than the factory ones. But for now, man, part 1, I like it. We'll keep the momentum going. Next video will be tearing the whole dash apart to put the knee speakers in, and then a from too. So appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned for part 2, where we kind of complete the system, and then part 3 will be where I add a subwoofer and an amplifier to it. But you know, as far as like a initial update, this is pretty damn good. I'm pretty happy with it. So thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time. Take care.